Anime, a style of animation popular in Japanese films. Early anime films were intended primarily for the Japanese market and as such employed many cultural references unique to Japan. For example, the large eyes of anime characters are commonly perceived in Japan as multifaceted windows to the soul. As per their saying, much of the genre is aimed at children, but anime films and series are sometimes marked by adult themes and subject matters.
誰にも平等なのは死だけだ。
Modern anime began in 1956 and found lasting success in 1961 with the establishment of Mushi Productions. At the turn of 21st century, anime began to attain wide international popularity with the Pokemon television series and films such as Miyazaki's Spirited Away, which came out in 2002, which was the winner of an Academy Award for Best Animated Feature Film. And from that time till now, anime has evolved a lot in animation style, storytelling, musical productions and writing. With the opening statement of new genres like sports and mecha anime, animation ideas like CGI, changes in art style trends, and the global entrance of online streaming access to today's viewers, anime has evolved into a dynamic and progressive form of media. But this was just a small glimpse on the introduction of anime evolution for all these decades. In this video, we will go over the origin, history and evolution of anime in detail. So sit back and enjoy the video because knowing the history and evolution will give you a different perspective to look at anime in Japan forever. The dawn of Japanese anime. Japan began producing animation in 1917. Remember that it's still the age of silent films, which is going through trial and error drawing and cutout animation techniques based on animation shots from France and United States. Slowly, people started talking about the high quality of Japanese manga films. Yes, that's what it was called before, a manga film. Japanese anime or manga films were more costlier to produce than Western animations and were overshadowed by the popularity of Disney cartoons. They faced an uphill battle from the start. The first confirmed example was produced in 1917 titled as Namakura Gatana with a runtime of only 4 minutes. Over time, it has had its highs and lows facing various obstacles both within Japan and internationally. One of the things that helped them to find their niche was anime production for public relation and publicity campaigns by public institutions. Domestic anime production was beginning to develop a small but solid foundation when Tokyo and the surrounding area suffered catastrophic damage from Great Kanto earthquake in 1923. As a result, the anime industry was forced to start over from the scratch. Before the advent of films, Japan already had a rich tradition of entertainment with colorful painted figures moving across the projection screens in usushie, a particular Japanese type of magic lantern show popular in 19th century, possibly inspired by European phantasmagoria show. Usushie showmen used mechanical slides and developed lightweight wooden projectors which are known as furo that were handheld so that the several performers could each control the motion of different projected figures. But all of this was just the start. The second generation. The second generation of animators in late 1910s included Oten Shimokawa, Junichi Koichi and Seitaro Kiyama, commonly referred to as the father of anime. Cell animation is also known as traditional animation, and it is an animation technique in which the creation of 2D drawings on sheets of transparent plastic is done by hand, and the colors choose to fill the drawings are specific to characters and the scenes. Much of the work done in these early years was not the cell animation technique that would come out to be the dominant production technique afterwards, but a host of other methods such as chalkboard drawing, painting directly on the film, paper cutouts and so on. One by one, many of the technologies used today were added to Japanese animation production, such as sound and eventually color, the multi-plane camera system, and cell animation. effects of World War II on the animation industry. Due to the rise of Japanese nationalism on the start of World War II, most of the animation productions created from the 1930s on were not popular entertainments, but instead were either commercially oriented or government propaganda of one type or another. In the 1940s, Japan premised the first animated films which was sponsored by the government. When the war ended, over the years, the manga, which are Japanese comics, were distributed to the population. They served as a distraction from the harsh realities that Japanese people had to face after the war. Today, there are a plethora of anime titles aimed at all types of audiences, and it has grown to become one of the most important export products for the Japanese economy. Anime characteristics are having real feeling plots, full of emotions and drama. In some cases, strong exaggeration of actions performed by the characters is used. Common anime tends to have characters with large oval eyes, outrageous haircuts, and very humanized bodies. Anime should not be taken as being children's entertainment only. It is more to the contrary. Most titles are aimed at the mature audience. There are anime companies that have managed to create content to satisfy both of the audiences, such as Studio Ghibli, one of the most powerful companies in the world of animation. Post-war and the rise of TV. It wasn't until after World War II, which is in 1948 to be precise, that the first modern Japanese anime production company was formed, Toei Animation. Their first theatrical feature was explicitly in the vein of Walt Disney's film, which were as popular in Japan as they were everywhere else. One key example was the Ninja and the Sorcery mini-epic shonen Sarutobi Sasuke, which came out in 1959. The first anime to be released theatrically in United States, but it didn't make anywhere near the splash of, say, Akira Kurosawa's Rashomon, which brought Japan's movie industry to the attention of rest of the world. What really pushed the animation to the fore in Japan was the shift to TV in 60s. The first of Toei's major animated shows for the TV during that time were adaptations of popular mangas, such as Mitsuteru Yokoyama's Sally the Witch and the Tetsujin 28 Go. These were the anime adapted by Toei Animation and TCJ respectively. Also, Ditto Shotaro's Ishimori's hugely influential Cyborg 009, which was again adapted into another major Toei Animation franchise. It was during these years the animation company Toei was known as Toei Doga, which is known as Toei Animation right now. Okawa Hiroshi, president of the Toei Film Company, saw Disney's Snow White in 1937 and he was overwhelmed by the gorgeous colors of the film, and that's why he thought of starting his own animation studio. And his ambition was to become the Disney of the East. Toei Doga's first full-length film Hakujaden was released in October 1958. The plot was something based on a Chinese tale. At that same time, Miyazaki Hayao, who was still a kid, saw the film during a break from studying for his college entrance exams and was astonished by its quality. They sent a research team to the United States and invited several experts to travel to Japan as mentors. As a result, they were able to master the Disney system of assembly line production. They hired a team of new employees who honed their skills while they produced the film under the supervision of veteran animators like Mori Yasuji and Daikuhara Akira. With jobs hard to cover by in the post-war Japan, the new company was able to attract an outstanding team of young talented people happy to work for relatively low starting salaries. It was a typical labor-intensive company. However, as government's drive to double people's income started to take effect, wages shot up and the company soon found itself in the red. The company's financial future was uncertain. A labor movement was also gaining momentum, bringing frequent labor disputes and labor management clashes. At that time, Takahata Isao and Miyazaki Hayao, now with Studio Ghibli, began their careers at Toei Doga. Takahata entered the company in 1959 and Miyazaki in 1963. Both were active members of the labor union, and Takahata serving as vice chairman and Miyazaki as secretary in general. After a few years in 1963, one creator in particular deserves a special mention. In the 1960s, Osamu Tezuka created the first modern anime series on television. On January 1, 1963, Fuji Television broadcasted a 30-minute animated television series called as Tetsuwan Atomu, better known in English as Astro Boy. The show became a surprise hit, starting an anime boom and a period of intense competition for TV audiences. And from then on, many writers and producers followed his example. And by the time 80s rolled around, Japan has many anime titles to export. Little by little, the influence of Japanese anime spread throughout the world. Today, titles such as Pokemon and Neon Genesis Evangelion are part of imagination of large part of world's population. Around the world, amateurs anime conventions are held where experiences are shared and figures, DVDs, cards, collectibles and any other material related to anime are sold. In Tokyo, you can find wholesome neighborhoods specialized in anime culture such as Akihabara and Ikebukuro. Osaka also have a subculture heavy district in Denden town. Anime has important socio-cultural impact on the population of Japan and international community and will continue to do so for people who always have a need to be able to escape their daily lives through fantasy and entertainment, just like me. One of the earliest successful television production in early 1970s was Tomorrow's Show, a boxing anime which has become iconic in Japan. And after the 1970s era, 1971 saw the first installment of the Lupin 3 anime. Contrary to the franchise's current popularity, the first series ran for 23 episodes before being cancelled. The second series, starting in 1977, saw considerably more success, spanning 155 episodes over 3 years. Then came the time and era of 1990s which changed everything for animation industry in Japan and on the worldwide scale. In 1995, Hideaki Anno wrote and directed the controversial anime Neon Genesis Evangelion. This show became popular in Japan among anime fans and became known to general public through mainstream media attention. It is believed that Anno originally wanted the show to be ultimate otaku anime, designed to revive the declining anime industry. But midway through production, he also made it into a heavy critic of the subculture. It culminated into successful but controversial film The End of the Evangelion, which grossed over $10 million in 1997, which was a huge success for animation industry. The many violent and sexual scenes in Evangelion caused TV Tokyo to increase censorship of anime content. As a result, when Cowboy Bebop was first broadcasted in 1998, it was shown heavily edited and only half the episodes were aired. But it too gained heavy popularity both in anime and especially outside of Japan and in US. Anime based on eroge and visual novel increased in popularity in the 2000s, building on a trend started in late 1990s by works such as Sentimental Journey and Too Hard. Examples of such works included Green Green from 2003, Shuffle from 2006, Canon from 2002 and 2006, Fate Stay Night from 2006, Higurashi no Nakukoro ni 2006, F. A Tale of Memories from 2007, True Tears 2008 and Clan 2008 and 2009. Now in May 2012, the Toonami programming block in the United States was relaunched as a late-night adult-oriented action block on Adult Swim. In addition to broadcasting and rebroadcasting previously released dubbed anime, the block as well as Adult Swim itself has overseen a worldwide premiere of English dubbed releases for various animes, including but not limited to Durarara, Deadman Wonderland, Hunter x Hunter, Sword Art Online, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Attack on Titan, Kill la Kill, Space Dandy, Akamega Kill, Parasite the Maxim, One Punch Man, Dragon Ball Super, Boruto Naruto's Next Generation, and finally Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. And yet, despite all of this hardship, anime survived. Convention attendances continues to climb. A dozen or more anime titles started to hit the shelves in any given month. The various digital networks that made piracy possible are now also being used aggressively by the distributors themselves to put a high quality, legit copies of their own shows into the hands of fans. The overall presentation of anime for non-Japanese fans, the quality of English dubs, and the bonus features created specifically for overseas audience is vastly better than it was 10 or even 5 years ago. More importantly, new shows continue to emerge. Among them, some of the best yet made are Death Note, Full Metal Alchemist, Cowboy Bebop, and Attack on Titan. The anime we might get to see in future may bear that much less of a resemblance to what's come before. But only because of the love by fans and the hard work of animation industry, anime lives and evolves along with the society that produced it and the world that savors it. And that was for today's video, guys. That was a video about the history, origin and evolution of anime industry from all these years. This video took me a lot of time, effort and money to make. So if you enjoyed this video, then all you have to do is just like this video and subscribe to the YouTube channel, because I post daily anime content like top 10 top 5 listings, anime reviews, recommendations, news, theories and all sorts of anime content on daily basis. So yeah, if you enjoyed, please subscribe, and that was for today's video, guys, and I will see you in the next one.